All right. All right. So, hello, Stardusters. Thank you for tuning in once again to Queen Ahmadiyyah TV. More than meets the third eye. Hello, Desmond, Hundia, Samantha. Pearlie is in the house. All right. So, let's get ready to get into it. Let's get ready to get into it. I see you, Jonah, Pearlie. All right. Claudette is here. Okay. So everyone, please be sure to go ahead and like the video. Please be sure to go ahead and like the video. Okay. Pearl says, Queen, your time great. Thank you, beloved. Thank you. All right. So with that all being said, we're going to talk about shadow work. I'm not going to go deeply into it. I'm not going to go deep diving. Hey, Tia, beloved. Not going to go deep diving into it because actually I'm going to be teaching this in a master class for those of you. Hey, Gina. I'm going to be going more in depth in this for the master class next Saturday or maybe Sunday. We're going to be having a master class about shadow work, so I'm going to go into a whole lot of details about it and give examples and all of that. But so today we're just going to skim the surface. All right, we're just going to skim the surface. I'm just going to give you like an introduction to shadow work. With that all being said, everyone please get those likes up, and we're about to get into it. Let me see if this video has finished downloading. Okay, here we go. All right. Let me start this other download really quick, and then I'll go ahead and share my screen so you all can see this PowerPoint. So you all can see this PowerPoint I have put together. It's brief. Like I told you all, it's brief. Okay, there we go. All right. I'm multitasking, as you can see. Get this video put in here. Okay, so here we go. Now, mind you, for those of you who don't know, when we play the trivia today, we're giving out the last ebook. Okay, there's another ebook coming out later on next week. Okay, another ebook coming out later on next week, but the one we're giving out today is Royal Reminders, or Daily Reminders for Your Royal Spirit. I think that's the name of it. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm about to share my screen so you all can see this PowerPoint. What is shadow work? This is your introduction to it. Likes up, everyone, please. Get those likes up. All right, here we go. Make sure you all can see that. Okay. What is shadow work? Well, let's talk about it. Shadow work is a way to examine the hidden parts of oneself, to self-improve, for self-awareness, to understand one's emotional reactions, and to heal from past experiences. Now, you may be noticing that this sounds oddly familiar to what we discussed when we talked about soul loss and soul retrieval. You see, these things go hand in hand. So shadow work examines the hidden self. Hold on just a moment. Hold on just a moment, beloved. Okay, this video popped up that I'm trying to download, and this lady has a loud mouth. The lady in the video, her mouth's actually louder than mine, if you can imagine that. But anyway, okay, so there we go. All right, so let me get back to it. Now, shadow work examines the hidden self, also known as the shadow self. The shadow self refers to the parts of the unconscious mind where thoughts, emotions, and memories are deemed unacceptable. Those that we see as unacceptable, the ones we don't like about ourselves, the things that repulse us, traumatize us, or whatever, well, those things remain out of conscious awareness, okay? We repress those things. We hide them and tuck them away. We don't want to think about it. We don't want to face the reality. Now, these shadows are often buried deep as they may cause thoughts of shame or are perceived as negative or stem from some adverse life experiences. Shadow work is a way of deepening self-awareness by looking into the side of oneself that typically remains hidden, referred to as a shadow side. Sometimes it takes acknowledging the dark parts of oneself to bring out the light. Repressed shadow. Well, Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung. Now, you all remember that name, Carl Jung. Get used to it because I use a lot of his scholarly research. I use a lot of his information because he's actually one of my favorites when it comes to spirituality and just talking about different aspects of psychological things, the conscious, the subconscious mind, and all of that. I really enjoy his work. He was really good at what he does. Now, so anyway, Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung described personality through 4 archetypes, one of which he called shadow. The inner shadow became a descriptor of the part of yourself you often choose to remain hidden or repressed. Now, the shadow aspect of one's personality may be perceived as unfavorable, but Carl Jung views the shadow as an essential part of a person. You see, the inner shadow could describe inner insecurities, repressed anger, negative subconscious thoughts, or even severe trauma. The shadow may include darker aspects of one's life experiences and may be hard to examine. So I want you to pay attention because here's the thing. When we talk about, these things may be related to insecurities, repressed anger, negative subconscious thoughts, and things like that, even severe trauma. This is what we talked about in soul loss, because remember, when someone is experiencing soul loss, they've usually gone through some type of devastating trauma, something that has hugely impacted their mental health or their mind state or their well-being or their peace of mind. Okay. And that's because when you're dealing with that, the main thing you should be doing is trying to get soul retrieval, getting back the pieces of your shattered soul. And you do that by doing shadow work. And remember, I always tell you all, you have to do the work. I can't do it for you. I can merely guide you, give you the tools that you need, and give you the information that you need. But you alone have to do the work yourself. I don't have to sell you trinkets and fake debit cards and fake keys and incantations and all that foolishness that wig does. You just do the work yourself when you have the implements, when the tools have been implemented for you to do so. Shadow work involves exploring those thoughts, feelings, and experiences that have been suppressed or remain hidden so that one can understand themselves better, so they can improve their interactions with others, learn more about themselves, and heal from the past traumas. You see, some of us don't know ourselves. We don't know what we're capable of. We don't always understand or know our triggers until someone triggers us. You should be actively writing down these things about yourself. As you need to get to know yourself, have conversations with yourself. I talk to myself all of the time, especially when I want an expert opinion. Pay attention. So I'm joking, but when you are learning things about yourself as you go along your spiritual journey, when you start realizing, why you do certain things, why you think a certain way, why you hold on to certain beliefs that you just can't seem to let go of, when you start figuring these things out, you may want to keep a journal to write these things down. So when you start fixing things, you can go back and start crossing out the things that you've been working on successfully, the things that you are changing actively. Okay. And especially when it pertains to getting past, healing from past traumas and things like that. Now, it may be difficult or uncomfortable to acknowledge our shadow selves as they compromise aspects of ourselves. These things that we want to suppress in the unconscious mind. Even though it may be hard to examine the shadow side of ourselves, keeping it repressed has consequences. Remember how I told you, if you don't talk about things, if you don't let it all out, if you don't talk to someone, whether it's a loved one, your mother, parent, or mother or father, or a sibling, close friend, a therapist, if you don't talk to someone, you just hold things in, just hoping it's going to go away, just hoping you can forget about it. You try to repress these things. One day they're going to come back up. Something's going to trigger you and bring it right back. You'll have what some people call a flashback, perhaps, or it'll just start to weigh down on you so heavily, it'll start to slowly but surely kill your spirit. Okay, and you'll find yourself acting outside of yourself, not acting as your normal, happy-go-lucky self, feeling low vibrational, sad, and all of these things. So it's very important that you speak about these things, that you at least come to grips with it and acknowledge these things. You can't repress these things because I told you, one day you'll just explode. Okay, and that's definitely no good. Repressing the shadow side of oneself means repressing one's unconscious thoughts, which affects how one views themselves and others. For example, the shadow self may include hidden biases or prejudices that affect interacting with others. Suppressing these biases prevents a person from examining and challenging them. Now, I'm sure none of you all have such things. At least I would hope not. And if you do, you need to work on it. The shadow self may also include subconscious negative thoughts and feelings about oneself that prevent someone from achieving everything they are capable of. You can't be your best self. You can't allow your light to shine bright when you keep yourself in darkness. Okay? You can't be optimistic when you're always thinking in a pessimistic mindset. So repressing this aspect of the shadow self will decrease self-confidence and hinder goal achievement. You'll never get to reach those goals. You'll never be, improving and evolving. Okay, you won't be able to unplug from the matrix. You'll be stuck in a rut. Remember, like I told you, stagnant, just like water that's not moving anywhere. That's where you'll be. It's as if someone has tied concrete cinder blocks to your ankles and you can't move. You're making no steps forward. So you have to be doing the work. Now, repressing this aspect of the shadow self will decrease your self-confidence, hinder your goal achievement. Shadow repression can also mean suppressing significant negative life experiences. See, here's the thing. With negative life experiences, you can always use those for a teachable moment. Okay? You can always use that to change things so you realize what you did wrong and where you went left. And then the next time you can do something different so you don't wind up in the same predicament. If you don't learn from your mistakes, you'll be doomed to repeat them. Repressing these negative life experiences means that they will continue to affect you moving forward in your life. They can hinder you in relationships. They can hinder you in how you interact with other people on a regular. They can hinder you from being productive at a job, in your career. They can just hinder you from so many things. Okay? This is, one of the things that people get caught up in when they're repressing things and trying to, put negative past experiences and traumas behind them, emotional traumas, rather than dealing with it head on. They try to hide it in the back of their mind rather than bring it to the forefront so that they can just, deal with it or whatever and accept it for what it is and get past it. Well, when people do this, they're just keeping themselves in a negative space. They're holding on to negative energy. And how can you live a positive, productive life when you're holding all of this baggage? All of this negativity is right there. How do you plan to move forward in a new relationship if you're bringing all the negative aspects and the traumas of the past relationship into the future with you? You're going to find yourself in the same place, in the same space. All right? So that's just what you have to do. Now, so with that all being said, I told you it would be brief. And with that all being said, I'm going to be doing a masterclass on it, as I told you. And for those of you who don't have the higher frequency, because remember, the higher frequency are the ones that get the free masterclass once a month. If you don't have a higher frequency membership, you can pay to attend the masterclass. Now, with that all being said, I have done that for years, block out every negative things in the back of my mind. Said Cynthia, yes, and that only works for a while. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound, beloved. Like, it's not going to heal it. It's not going to get rid of it. It's just going to cover it up for a little while so it doesn't get all dirty and infected. But it's still going to be there. It's still an open wound that has to be addressed. Okay? So I'm doing the work. Thank you, Queen, says Claudette. You're welcome, beloved. Ahmadiyyah says, ever since I was young, living in Jamaica, I blocked out everything. And so with that all being said, I want to show you all a couple of videos, and these people will give you some pointers on what you can do in your shadow work.
Welcome back, motherfuckers. This is Shadow Work for Beginners. So grab a pen and paper and you're going to write down your fears, your flaws, your triggers, and your toxic ideologies. I'm going to give examples. So fears. If you live in Idaho and you're afraid of sharks, I'm going to need you to get it together. That's a little irrational. But if you have a fear of abandonment from a parent leaving you at a young age, that's rational. We're going to work through that, though. Let's talk about your flaws. Are they flaws deemed by society, or are they internal flaws that you know you could be working on? Let's talk about your triggers. If people smacking while they chew or breathing really loud is your trigger, punch them in the fucking throat. No, I'm just joking. Work through that. And last but not least, your toxic ideologies. If you believe all men or all women ain't shit, is it you, bitch? Is it you, motherfucker? After you've made your list, sit down, rationalize them, and then source them. Where did these things stem from? And then come back for part 2.
Okay, now she gives good advice, though she's a little vulgar. She's entertaining, mind you. But everything she said is true. Everything she said is true. So you have to learn to work around things that trigger you. And here's the thing, if you don't get a grip on your triggers, other people will tend to use them against you. People who know what your triggers are will know when and how to push your buttons, to get a rise out of you, to disrupt your flow of positive energy. Remember how negativity and miserable people love company. When they're miserable, they want you to be miserable. You see, a miserable person cannot stand to see other people laughing and happy and go lucky and just, having the time of their lives. So they want to bring you down to their level with their low vibrational selves. And if you've given them the know-how or the wherewithal to understand and know what your triggers are, they will absolutely use them against you. So make sure you get those things in check. But hold on, here's one more.
Need to do shadow work, but how?
Hey boo, I got you. So first things first, when you want to do shadow work, you want to make sure that you are in a safe space. And make sure you don't do this when you're having a bad day. You'll know when the time is right. After you woo-side out, cleanse your space, center yourself, then what you want to do is write a list of all of your triggers. And as you write down those triggers, you're going to be flooded with emotion. Then take a step back, process those emotions, and then write down how you feel. And I promise you, while you do this, memories that have been stuck in the back of your head will be pushed forward. And a lot of those things will come to light. And that unawareness is our shadow, and we're bringing it towards the light. And rather than being afraid and judging our shadow, we want to provide our shadow with compassion. Because all the shadow is your younger self. It's the part of you that didn't get that care that it needed. Then write down those things that you want in life. Becoming aware of your shadow, bring forth positive change.
All right, so there you have it. Very good advice from those young ladies. Now, with that all being said, we're going to get into the trivia of it all. I'm going to ask 3 questions, right? 3 questions. So hold on, I'm going to mute my mic so you all don't hear the video, because I'm going to listen to the video to get a couple of the videos real quick, skim through to get the questions, because I don't have them already. Hold on. All right, so I got you all. No answers in the chat. All of your answers, please be sent to the root of all evil 227 at gmail.com. Okay, the root of all evil 227 at gmail.com. Now, with that all being said, here's the first question. You have 40 seconds after I repeat the question twice, and then you have 40 seconds to get your answers in. First one with the correct answer in the allotted amount of time is the winner. 3 questions. Here's the first one. Now, these should be easy. The first one is, when I talked about soul loss a few days ago, I talked about soul loss, and what did I say were some of the symptoms of soul loss? You can say any of them. You don't have to say all of them. Just give me one. What did I say were some of the symptoms of soul loss when I did that video? Time starts now. You have 40 seconds on the clock. Answers go to the root of all evil 227 at gmail.com. Let's get into it. Let me see what you all have. You got 30 seconds left. $20 seconds left. All right. I'm going to stop the clock because we have a winner. We have a winner, and the winner is Samantha. Samantha was the first one with the correct answer. Now, let me just tell you all what the answers are. Okay? The answers are weakness, fatigue, depression, and anxiety. So a couple of you all had the right answer. Samantha just got it in first. Okay, so Samantha, congratulations. I'm about to send you your ebook. I'm about to send you your ebook. Get ready for the second question, everyone. All right. Roll your reminders to guide your spirit daily. All right, Samantha, your book is on the way. All right, there it is. Okay, so now, next question. Next question is, when I was talking about soul loss, I spoke about how we can become disconnected from our natural selves, from who we truly are, the very essence of our being. And there's a particular term that we use to describe that, when one becomes disconnected from their whole self or the person whom they really are. What is that word? What is the term that I used? Okay, this is something that we call it when you become disconnected from yourself. 40 seconds on the clock. The clock starts now. We got 40 seconds on the clock, and the clock starts now. $25 seconds left. One more question after this. 20. You got 15 seconds left. If y'all don't know the answer, just guess. You could be right. Don't second guess yourself. You got 5 seconds. I don't see anybody sending in that answer. All right, well, time's up. Time is up, beloved. Sad to say, no one got that one. The word, the term is disassociation. I literally almost said it. I almost said it when I was repeating the question again. Okay, when you become disconnected from your whole self, the very essence of who you are during soul loss, that is called disassociation. Okay, disassociation. Hundia said somebody wouldn't listen. Hundia, including you, sit down somewhere. Okay, so now we have one more question. We have one more question. Let's get into it. Now, this one's easy breezy. This one's easy. Now, I know y'all going to know this one. Okay, so let me reset the clock. Last and final question. So when I was talking about people keeping things bottled up inside of themselves, when I was talking about soul loss, I talked about that again today about keeping things inside. But when I was specifically talking about it the other day, when I mentioned soul loss, I said that, you know, there could be an imbalance in the psyche. When you keep things bottled up, you don't let it out, you don't talk about your problems and troubles, and then this can cause you to have a blank. What did I say this could cause you to have? It was something specific that I said keeping things all bottled up inside and not talking about it and letting it all out can cause you to have a blank. What did I say it could cause? You got 40 seconds. Let's get into it. 40 seconds on the clock. The time's ticking. 30 seconds left, beloveds. You can do it. Who's going to win that ebook? You got 10 seconds left, beloveds. So far, no right answers. Time is up. I want you all to pay attention. Because when I tell you all what this is, you're going to remember. You're going to be like, oh, man, I knew that. And you did know it. You just couldn't remember. Here's the question again. Let me say the question again. When I talked about people holding things bottled up inside, not letting it out, not discussing it or talking about it, just trying to repress these feelings, not just, wanting to face them, it can cause you to have a blank, a mental breakdown. Okay? It can cause you to have a mental breakdown. Now, since no one got that, I'll ask one more question. 40 seconds on the clock after I repeat it twice. This is the last question. So, Claudette said you knew it, but you already have the ebook. Okay, beloved. Now, with that all being said, here's the thing. Well, you do know, Claudette, if you already have the ebook that I'm currently giving away, you can actually get another ebook that I was also giving away if you don't have it. Okay, so you can still answer. For those of you who have one, you already have the ebook or you bought it or whatever, you can still participate because you don't have to get the book I'm giving out. If you already have that one, I'll just give you another book, okay? Not the vegan cookbook or the one about transitioning. Those I'm not giving away. Those are, you can get it for a discounted price. But the ones I'm giving away, the smoothie ebook. What's the other ones? The one with the positive affirmations. You can get either one of those, okay? So with that all being said, oh, you sent the answer, Claudette. Okay, beloved. Now here's the next question. So with that all being said, hold on. Did I see Claudette's answer? Oh, no, Claudette. No, beloved. For some reason, you sent the answer from the other trivia on the other channel. I don't know how you did that. Maybe you had it saved on your thing or whatever, but it says in the park. Yeah, it says in the park. That's the answer you gave on the other channel. Okay, you said the email slowing your end. Okay, now here's the last and final question. When I said that people are, going through depression and they're having these imbalances in their psyche, these intensive, what's the word I want to use? These intensive imbalances in the psyche or whatever, and you feel like you're broken into pieces. What did I say you could be shattered into? What did I say you could feel like your soul is being shattered into? This is so easy. I basically almost gave you the answer. Okay? It's only one little word that you have to come up with. Clock starts now. You got 40 seconds. When I said that you could get caught up with the psychological aspect of soul loss, which would be imbalances in the psyche, and all of those things, intense frustrations or whatever, what did I say your soul could be shattered into? 40 seconds on the clock. You got 30 seconds left. This is the last question. 30 seconds left, beloveds. 25 seconds. $15 seconds. $5 seconds. I still don't see the right answer. This was so easy. I can't believe y'all. I said you could be shattered into something. Time is up. You could be shattered. Your spirit, your soul could be shattered into fragments. That's what it was. Fragments. It could be shattered into fragments. How did y'all miss that? That was too easy. I gave you almost the whole answer. Oh, well. Sorry, no one won. At the end of the day, we have one winner. Okay, shout out to Samantha. With that all being said, my time here is up, beloveds. I want to thank you all. Oh, Claudette said using the wrong email. Okay, that's what it was, beloved. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You said pieces. I would have accepted that. If you said pieces, fragments, same thing, basically, I would have accepted that too. All right, so with that all being said, I wish you all love, peace, and light. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. I hope you all enjoy your strong end, not the weak end, leaving you in a weakened state. And make sure you're saying your positive affirmations. Get started on the journals. You should be writing down your dreams, okay? Make sure you're writing down your dreams. Pearlie said more studying for you. That's right, beloved. Okay. Make sure you're writing down your dreams and keep a journal to write down other different things that happen. You can write down your triggers. You don't have to do any of this, but it's good practice. Okay. Don't forget to go over to the Universal Language, my meditation state channel, where you can listen to meditative sounds while you meditate, while you relax, while you rest at night, when you're taking a nap or whatever. Universal Language. Universal is spelled Y-O-U. Universal. Okay. So make sure you go over there. I wish you all love, peace, and light. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives.